The dark, cloaked figure staggers as purple energy crackles across his massive golden form. Purple energy explodes across the beast's golden form in a brilliant burst of light. The impact sends shockwaves rippling through the corridor as the creature reels from the magical assault. Red energy blasts slam into Greyhen, sending him tumbling backward through the air. Greyhen's face contorts in pain as he falls, his dark hair whipping across his features. A pale hand deflects crackling cyan energy with desperate precision, the blue bracelet gleaming against the fierce assault. Red energy streaks clash against the defensive barrier in a brilliant explosion of light. The dark, cloaked figure drives a blazing cyan blade downward through the rocky cavern floor. A colossal beam of golden and purple energy crashes down with tremendous force, shattering the ground in a massive explosion. The attack strikes with overwhelming power, sending debris flying through the air. Greyhen plunges through the swirling inferno of orange and purple flames, his weapon cutting through the blazing vortex as the attack consumes everything around him. Fire Arrow. The creature's blazing attack tears through the air in a torrent of orange flames. Golden energy swirls above the institutional rooftop as the blast's power radiates outward. The massive creature's golden form erupts in molten fury, its blazing assault consuming everything in its path. Greyhen grits his teeth against the searing heat, flames dancing across his determined face. The spiraling vortex of flame engulfs everything as Greyhen spins through the blazing torrent, his weapon cutting through the inferno. The blast sends shockwaves rippling across the floor as debris scatters through the smoky air. Fire erupts in a brilliant explosion, consuming everything in its radiant burst of energy. The inferno spirals upward in towering columns of flame and light. Explosive force tears through the space as the fire reaches its peak intensity. The explosive energy tears outward in a devastating burst. Golden orbs cluster together as the spherical creature absorbs the cascading power. The golden spheres surge outward in a massive wave of destructive energy. Purple beams slice through the institutional corridors as the attack reaches its peak. The dark, cloaked figure hurtles backward through the air as the golden explosion engulfs the entire corridor. Golden energy cascades through the air as the explosive force sends shockwaves rippling outward from the impact. Greyhen swings his blazing cyan sword in a devastating arc as the beast-like creature crashes through the wooden floor amid explosive golden flames. The explosive clash sends golden flames erupting through the corridor as debris rains down from above. Greyhen winces in pain, his face bloodied and strained from the intense battle. The golden energy cascades downward in massive streaks, tearing through the sky above the institutional complex. Golden energy erupts around Greyhen as he unleashes a powerful strike against his monstrous opponent. The title card appears, marking this chapter of The Last Adventurer. A tremendous golden energy wave sweeps across the desolate landscape, leaving destruction in its wake. Golden energy swirls through the turbulent sky above jagged cliffs and rocky terrain. Greyhen's boots crunch against the ground as he stands ready, his dark cloak flowing in the wind. Greyhen stands atop the windswept cliff, his spiked mace gripped firmly as his dark cloak billows behind him against the stormy sky. Greyhen's eyes narrow with focused determination. Greyhen extends his hand and unleashes a brilliant burst of red and cyan energy that crashes into the ground with explosive force. The energy blast explodes outward in a tremendous burst of light and debris. Greyhen channels the swirling red and cyan energies into a concentrated sphere between his palms. Greyhen conjures a sphere of turquoise flame in his outstretched palm, the red core pulsing with concentrated power. The brilliant energy sphere erupts from Greyhen's hands in a blinding flash of pink light. The explosive force tears through the corridor in streaks of crimson energy. Greyhen channels the crimson energy through his outstretched hand, the power coiling around him in spiraling waves. The energy blast detonates against the corridor walls in a burst of searing light. Greyhen stands within a swirling crimson barrier, his cape flowing as magical energy crackles around him in protective waves. Greyhen looks up through the ornate window, his expression tense as he surveys the institutional chamber around him. Two figures sit at opposite ends of a large table in an elegant room, sunlight streaming through tall windows onto the ornate carpet below. The bearded man with an eye patch sits back in his chair, arms crossed, as he speaks with measured dots of silence. The dark cloaked figure adjusts his collar in the dimly lit corridor. The beast-like creature grins around the pipe clenched in his teeth. Greyhen sits quietly by the window, his hands clasped together as he speaks about having suspicious items, then mentions that the rookie members are beginners and he'll leave his items behind. Greyhen explains that they'll create boss monsters to completely overwhelm them. A figure with an eye patch asks what kind of monster it is. A bearded man with a pipe responds that it's a hafil, explaining that all the items inside were previously there. Someone acknowledges that yes, there were some present. The bearded man with the eye patch grits his teeth around his pipe, growling that damn it, all the items prepared for the upper floors are completely destroyed, and now there's nothing they can do about it. Greyhen speaks quietly, saying that surviving until tomorrow is what matters right now. The number of personnel admitted is limited. There are restrictions on gate operation. 5 glowing dimensional portals of different colors hang suspended in the cosmic void. From red gate to purple gate, each gate is colored differently. Greyhen reflects that giving an opportunity is still just one chance. Leaves swirl through the air as Greyhen speaks from below. This part is also the guide's attack, he says. Greyhen sits bound, thinking that Kate is an image he couldn't throw away, while quietly acknowledging that Slime's words about the impossible situation with the first-year students were something he had to endure. Greyhen's eyes widen in shock as he whispers, "It's my trial." The bearded man with the eye patch leans forward, his expression growing serious as he says he doesn't know either. A figure in dark robes extends their hand forward in a gesture of urgency. The dark cloaked figure snaps their fingers with a sharp crack. Greyhen's eyes widen in sudden shock, his green gaze fixed and startled. Greyhen smiles confidently and raises his fist toward the viewer. Greyhen speaks firmly. "Stop right there." The bearded man roars with fierce determination. "I am a wizard from the Gold Slime Guild." The bearded man continues speaking from across the room. "I thought you might be curious about the rank classifications." Greyhen looks up with surprise. "What?" The mysterious figure's face comes into view, revealing golden features and an unsettling grin. The beast-like creature lunges forward with violent intensity. "Don't do it," someone shouts. The creature speaks with unsettling confidence. "Oh, if I work with you, I'll be treated greatly." A pen moves across paper with deliberate strokes. The pen scratches against paper as writing continues. Greyhen sits tensely as a figure behind him declares, "If we work together for just 3 months, we can collect enough tremendous magical power." The figure continues speaking about what they can accomplish together. A triangular hierarchy glows before them, showing 3 tiers of adventurer groups from veteran at the top to beginner at the bottom, while the figure explains that the circle divides adventurers into ranks based on their abilities. Greyhen sits with his writing implement, declaring that what happened until now was just a game. A voice declares that rushing into missions without preparation is no longer possible. Greyhen looks up with concern and asks what happened. The beast grins wickedly and explains that this ability allows instant movement between levels, adding that such power comes without any real effort. The beast reaches out with a menacing grin and declares he must sleep. Greyhen writes with focused concentration, while reflecting that his heart developed faster than expected, but his mind remains urgent. But he murmurs quietly. Greyhen points directly ahead and declares that not much remains, then mentions the raid team's final moments. The dark, cloaked figure cradles a glowing orb of energy in its massive hands and declares that the 100-person gate is collapsing. Ornate masks and ceremonial crowns scatter across the ground, and someone declares that even so, they cannot give up such a great opportunity.